Welcome. Today is the 25th day of Sivan, the first day of July, and we are up to the second reading of Parshat Korach. Parshat Korach is obviously a challenge to Moses' leadership, and I think that it is imperative to understand how different his leadership is than the type of leadership that we are used to. You would think that if someone would challenge the leader, even in a democratic country, the repercussions, especially if the challenge would be incredulous, if it would be something that was blaming the leader with things that he had not done, there would be repercussions. And the type of repercussions we usually think about, especially the type of repercussions we would have thought would have happened 3,500 years ago when this was happening, are dismal. They're terrible. They usually end, at best, with a public trial. And if you go back enough in time, or you just go to any dictatorship in the world, what you expect to see is just an execution. You don't expect to see what Moses is doing. And one of the most incredible things that he does, and the way that he handles all of this, without using his power at all, nothing of the power that has been given to him. I mean, this is a man who even physically is able to kill somebody with his hands, but as he did in Egypt, but is able to perform miracles. And he doesn't do any of these things. He, first of all, wants to set the record straight, not just in a civilized manner, civilized religious manner, but he even goes way beyond what we would expect. And this we see in today's reading. And the way that we see it is that when Moses is angry, that they're not willing. Let's read it from the beginning. We're looking at the second reading. It's Numbers 16, verse 14. Not only have you taken us out of a luxurious land, claim Korach and his cohort, you have also now brought us to a land, meaning taken us out of Egypt. You have also not brought us to a land flowing with milk and date and fig honey, nor have you given us an inheritance of fields and vineyards as you promised. Even if you send someone to gouge out the eyes of those men, euphemistically meaning our eyes, we will now go up. Go up. What does he mean, go up? Meaning that they're not willing to come and argue with him in a civilized manner. So Moses says, after these discussions, it became clear to Moses that the 250 rebels were not merely aspiring to high priesthood, as he originally had thought, but they were rebelling. And now that had become clear, Moses became exceedingly distressed, and he said to God, "Do not regard the offering the offering of these people. I have not taken a donkey from a single one of them, and I have not harmed a single one of them." And then what does he say to Korach and to his cohort? You and your entire congregation should present yourselves before God, you, they, and Aaron tomorrow. Let each man take his censer and place incense upon it, and let each man present his censer before God, all 250 censers, and let you and Aaron each take a censer. And then they place all these vessels of incense in the sanctuary, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. But notice, he doesn't want to finish the issue right now. He could have. He says to God, he talks to God. He could make a miracle happen at this moment. But he doesn't. He says, I want everybody to see, to witness who God has chosen. But not only that, and this is the amazing thing, he says tomorrow. Why tomorrow? Why not settle the issue right now? I mean, everybody who has ever seen two people fight, then it's like, let's settle this right now. Moses says, no, tomorrow. Why tomorrow? Because maybe they will do tshuva overnight. Maybe they will retract. Maybe they will see the error of their ways. He's constantly waiting for them to change. He's giving them every single opportunity. Why? This is a challenge to your leadership. Why not just strike them down right now? Because that's going to be the end result anyway. No, because Moses does not look at his leadership as a possession, as something that he has achieved. He sees his leadership, as he says, as something that God has given him as a mission. And that's why he says, I have not taken a single donkey from them. It's my mission. It's my problem. If you want me to lead these people, they didn't ask for it. They don't have to pay me anything. They don't have to give me anything. I have not even taken a donkey for them when I came back down to Egypt from Midian. It was for them, for their benefit. I was free. And even then I didn't ask them for a donkey. No expenses. Nothing paid at all. Why? Because it's a mission that you've given me, God. It's my duty to do this. It's not theirs. But that's exactly where Moses is different than any type of leader we've ever seen. What he is doing is God's bidding. He's not looking for his aggrandizement. He's not looking for his popularity. He's not looking for any of this. He's looking to fulfill the mission that God has entrusted him with. That's the way we need to approach everything in life. Everything we do is a mission. It's hard to see it because when somebody has built a business or somebody has a family, they feel that they own this. They feel that they possess this. But really, this has only been entrusted to us. And the right way to look at it is the way that Moses is looking at it. But this goes much further than that. When Moses is asking them, come tomorrow, let's settle this tomorrow, not today, and looking to give them another opportunity, another chance, it's because Moses sees the individuals. He doesn't at all just see his mission. What he sees are the individuals that he's supposed to lead into the land of Israel. Now this is an amazing thing. How much does he see the individual? This we learn from the phrase that he said, he says to God, do not regard their offering. The simple meaning is that tomorrow we're going to all bring vessels with incense. Do not regard their incense. Don't accept it. Don't let it work. That's the simple meaning. But Rashi right away quotes a medrash that says that what Moses said was something much more profound. He said, there are communal sacrifices that we bring every day. They're called the two tmidim, the two regular sacrifices. These sacrifices, they atone for all of people's sins. How much does Moses see the individual? He says, don't accept their share in the communal sacrifice. He wants them to atone, but he's saying to them, you can't count on the communal sacrifices to atone for you today. You're going to have to do your own work. Now, there's a principle in Torah that you can't do that. You can't say about a communal sacrifice that it's made up of many small parcels and each parcel belongs to a particular person. There's no such thing. The community is different than an aggregation of individuals. It's two different things in Jewish law. There is the community, the tzibur, and these are called communal sacrifices, and there are aggregates of individuals, and that's something completely different. When it comes to these communal sacrifices, nobody can come and say, okay, don't say to God even, don't burn my part, don't accept my part. There's no such thing. You're part of the community. You can't be separated out. But Moses, because of his care for every individual, and we talked about this a couple of days ago, because he starts out, like every true king of Israel, he starts out by looking at the individuals before they become a community in his eyes. Because he looks at every individual with care, with understanding, with nurturing, a true king of Israel has the ability to discern, even within the communal sacrifice, the parcel, the piece, as small as it is, that belongs to each individual. And he can claim to God and come and say, don't accept their atonement. Don't accept their offering. Don't accept their part in the communal sacrifice. Again, this is all because of his care for the individual. So he's coming to them and he's saying, on the one hand, tomorrow, I want to give you a chance to atone. But I also don't want you to base your atonement on what's happening anyway in the tabernacle. I want you to think about it. I'm taking away your possibility of being atoned for within the community, so that you have to do a personal reckoning, so that you have to think about it yourself. And that is Moses' ability to care for the individual. And it should be part of our thinking that though the business we have, or the family we've raised, or whatever it is that we're part of, the shul we've built, whatever the community we're part of, all these things, we should look at them as our mission in life. It shouldn't in any way cloud our judgment regarding the individuals that make up whatever that is, the business, the family, the community, the shul, whatever it is. The way we need to think about things is, first of all, to think about the individual. And then, after that, to come and say, the community is really my mission in life. This is something that God wants me to perform. And it has to be built out of, first of all, thinking about the individual. Thank you for joining today. I hope to see you tomorrow again. Oh, one more thing. Tomorrow, the 2nd of July, is the day on which my teacher, I hope your teacher, Rav Ginsburg, is having his operation. And though he wanted to do something much bigger, he spoke again and again about the call of the moment being to do things modestly, not to talk about it too much, not to make too much of a big deal about it in public. However, everybody asks, so what can we do? And he said, what we can do is, each one of us, the way that we want. He didn't want to give some kind of instruction or directive. Each person adding in prayer, in charity, and in learning Torah, whatever strikes them and however they see it. And I want to tell you something from behind the scenes. Rav Ginsburg gives a great deal of tzedakah every month. It's hard to believe. He doesn't make that much. But he gives, I can't say the numbers, he gives a substantial amount every single month to different causes. And in the last few days, he's given 50 times what he usually gives every month. Now, he didn't give it out of a sense of despair. He gave it out of a sense of trust and confidence in God that this operation will lead to many more healthy and good years, that he'll be able to continue to perform his mission. And I'm sure that a lot of people that are watching this know that one of the great things that he's done, apart from being a voice of reason, a voice of the inner dimension of Torah, is his understanding of how Torah today needs to be disseminated to the entire world, and his encouragement of all righteous non-Jews to come and learn Torah, to come in closer to God, not to settle for just the 7 Noahide laws on the face of it, but to strive to reach higher, just like we talked about yesterday, striving to reach a higher spiritual level. And this voice needs to continue, and I'm sure it will, but to continue, we need to do exactly what he did. Increase our charity, I don't want to say 50 times like he did, but tenfold at least, and to encourage the dissemination of these teachings that he's teaching us, so that more and more of the world can enjoy the health that, God willing, he's going to begin to have from tomorrow. So thanks for joining, and all the best. I'll include a link at the underneath this video in the comment section for anyone who wants to donate to disseminating his teachings, and hope to see you tomorrow and be able to already, I don't know if at this hour I'll be able to, but maybe a little bit later, give some good news about how the operation went. All the best. Bye-bye.